and welcome back to another stream of game development. Yes, indeed. So, as per usual, we have Game Dev Fridays here at UGS. But the thing is, Pixel John is not here. Yes, our artist in-house Pixel John is actually on chat. Is not streaming this week because it's actually me. And another thing, yeah, I need to warn you because there is another thing that I may say. It's me this week because I'm low on data, on internet data. So I'm usually stream on 4G. I don't have fiber on my house, and ADSL I can stream on that. So to avoid the end of the month, which is next week, was supposed to be me, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have data by then. So I'm kinda streamed this week. And yeah, I only have in quotes 4 gigabytes left. I'm pretty sure it's enough for this stream, although we never know because usually streams are for a total of 4 hours. 2 hours, and 4 gigabytes even on 720p, we never know. But yeah, I'm streaming this week. And so you have a little bit more of enemy shenanigans, because we are continuing the work that we have made in previous week. That's right. The brain math someone has to do when they got ADSL. Hey man, you should know what I have suffered these past few weeks trying to save some data to be able to stream, you know. But anyway, we are here. And before we start, as per usual, we shall play the music. So some music I own the rights to play on stream. I'm not the creator of music, but I own the rights, so no copyright thingies. Some chiptune 8-bit music. There you go. As well, yeah. Alright, I think I was supposed to remember to set up the freaking alerts and I forgot yet again. God damn it. Oh well, I guess we can't have a flawless entry to the stream yet again. But at least I have Vongocat, yes indeed, chat is working. And I completely forgot about Capamon as well, so another thing that is missing in here. God damn it. But Unity is opened, it hasn't crashed yet, which is pretty remarkable for how hot it is today. I don't know if you can listen on the stream or not. This week I have a fan, kinda on a weird position, a little far away from me, but pushing some, in this case pulling some air towards me, so I don't fry to death. Although I'm working on my laptop, and my laptop is pretty roasty right now, it's pretty hot. So I just hope my computer just slugs down and starts to be very slowly while we work. Yes, Airbender. I wish I mastered that element. Laptop is salty, yes indeed. But anyway, I have Unity open, I have Visual Studio opened as well. Yes indeed. So anyway, what will we do this stream? So we have this dummy enemy in here, which is not dumb anymore to walk on the door, you know. Yes, vision, something like that, that we have implemented last stream. Now, should we implement the enemy attack, which is pretty untouched, you know? The enemy went to college to not be dumb. That is pretty questionable because I know a lot of people to go to the college and they leave more dumb than they enter with, so you know, let's just say enemy has seen some game development streams and some videos on YouTube and has learned a thing or two. Yes, indeed. But I'm kinda in doubt what we should do today. Yes, indeed. The enemy has seen the best of the best YouTube tutorials. Yes, indeed. College equals watching tutorials online. That's actually true, you know. More than 80%, I will say, of my college experience was watching some Indian guy teaching how to do stuff on Unreal Engine, you know. Of course, I have learned a lot of in classes, and actually no, it was not the Indian guy, it was actually the documentation from Unreal Engine, which is actually pretty good, by the way. There is a nice tutorial, and nowadays they have video tutorials as well, pretty cool. The Indian guy was for Unity, because Unity documentation and tutorials, documentation is good, but tutorials isn't as great, I will say. Three of us have been doing it since our bachelor's degree. Yes, indeed. Me as well. Although I have learned a lot on my bachelor's, especially game development. My master's it was copy pasta. Let's just say that. 90% of learning is done on YouTube by random people. Nowadays I will say yes. Maybe in the future it starts to skew by ChatGPT and AI things, because people can just ask how to do something on some sorts of AI and it will spit the answer and the person will just copy paste. But that's for future, so we shall see on what happens. My Blender 3D classes were literally watching a list of tutorials that Prof Fruituoso had started in, and yes, indeed. And actually, there is an intern UGS meme, which is Monkey Temple. Yes, indeed, it's kind of an internal meme that we may or may not show you in the future if we do a 3D game, who knows. But yes, me and Pixel Boy actually have made some 3D stuff, or personally me learning, and actually I've learned more on those videos than on our actual class that we have, but you know. Monkey Temple will come to be, well, someday we shall see. Well, let's just focus on the game, otherwise the drawing will never come out. And so, let's just see what we are going to do today. So our enemy follow us, it stops following us if we are out of range, and if we hide behind something, let's just say that. So, what should we do now? Should we animate this dude? Some basic animations. Am I in the mood to do animation stuff? So let me just see what we can do in here. So I must search on the GDD for this game and see what stuff I can do on enemies. On our Trello as well. Maybe there's something on Trello. Let me see, let me see. So I'm kinda not going to implement damage to the player right now because there is a mechanic from the knockback and stuff, and I want to do that a little bit later. That might imply some bugs and stuff, and I kinda went chill stream today, you know? Trying to avoid programming bugs on stream. And so, enemies, where they are. Yes, movement is done. There's that. I mean, yeah, there's not much to do on the movement right now. Instead of programming stuff like other types of movement, like vertical movement and stationary enemies, although stationary I just can remove the movement part of our enemy and just keep the attack thing, you know. Although we have patrol system, AI moves to target points without colliding with walls. I mean, we have the vision system, so it's not going to do that anymore. That fire projectiles are for bosses and stuff. Damage player, as I have said, I don't want to do that right now. They are taking damage already. Yes, indeed. Well, I guess we kinda go for animations then. So what do we have in here for animations on these dudes? Animojets, that's not it. Characters. So there's dead human, not this. Dead player, not this. There is the spider thingy, and there is the spider stuff. There's the enemy small. Enemy small 2.0. Do we have sprites for this character to implement everything? What's the problem with damage? I would enjoy seeing him suffer. I'm trying to avoid starting to implement the knockback thing. Although I can just implement a quick thing about damage on our Ian. If you really want that, I can implement that, although it's not going to be knockback yet. Yes, I could just uncommon this part of code that we may have down here somewhere. I believe it's this. Is this knockback? I don't think so. I don't think this is knockback, but there is something there. Yeah, there's some code about knockback. There you go. It's old stuff, knockback stuff in here. I don't really know what the heck is going on in here, so I'm just kinda not touch it for now, you know. But I can implement something that gives damage to our character, you know. And so our player is movable, and movable objects. Where is the code? So scripts, movable objects. movable objects are destructible, and destructible they can take damage, you know? Take damage. Now, should I have some detection in here? No, I kinda know what to do right now. So, enemy. Our enemy has a lot of things in here already, so we have the radar thing, you know. This radar is kind of a vision radar, so let's just comment this just to make sure we can just click on the drop down and see what this enemy has. So radar, I can just make a radar vision. So at a glance we just know what this enemy is doing. So this enemy is doing a radar vision, which is the same the radar thing but with vision, obviously. There is the raycast thing that just checks if there's something between the enemy and the player. There is the patrol system, which is patrolling between 2 points. That's good as well. There's the enemy sprite, which is going to do the entire enemy animation system in here. And there's the enemy. This enemy has the damage thing. So there's moving stuff and the take damage stuff. Set target, yeah. That's fine and how, but I kinda want to create a new one. This new one, what should we say? This is basically the attack from our enemy, so you can just call it attack. And because, yeah, this is going to be based on a lot of other enemies as well, so we just have the attack in here. So this attack will be a touch-based attack. Now I'm kinda wonder if I should make something. Song got a bit loud, maybe lower a little bit. I can do that. I can do that indeed. Let me just try to do something like this maybe. Yeah. You chat may tell me if the volume is good or not, you know? Because I want to make sure all the dials are set up correctly, you know? So, where we were. Yes, attack indeed. Now, there is the weapon. Where is the bombs? The bombs are here. Now, the bombs have some code from the attack thing because they do some damage, you know? Maybe the bombs can extend from an attack class, you know? So let's just create an attack. Yes, indeed. Now, where is it? Waiting a little bit because Unity compiling things. "10 seconds later. An eternity later. You should sing while you wait. Your own song. I don't know many songs. I don't want copyright, and I have the personality that I don't like singing and I don't like dancing. I'm kind of that lame dude that stays in the corner with the drink in hand, you know, seeing other people dancing and singing. I'm just the chill dude, you know, that personality. Dude, same. Yes, well, I think it's kind of introvert trait, you know. Unless you get way, yes, I'm like that as well. If I get wasted, I may dance, I may sing a little bit, pretty bad because I'm pretty bad knowing the lyrics for music. I kinda don't have the memory for that, you know. I know the beats and the bangers and things, but lyrics, I'm pretty bad at it. You know. But yeah. Attack. We have the attack. And now we shall open the not the bullets. Because the bullets are its own thing, you know. Let me see what the bullets are doing. So the bullets have speed and damage. Then maybe there's something to do in here. I'm not sure. There is the bomb and there is the bullets. What's the difference between bullets and bombs? And am I using this? Because this may be legacy code from this prototype thing, so let's just make sure. And we have the bullets and we shall have the mine as well, you know. The platform is legacy. I haven't done anything in here, but the bullets, you know. The bullet has some code. Small explosion bullet, and the mine has some code as well, which is mine. And they all have some damage, impact. I definitely should change this in the future, because I don't want to instantiate particle things. It's my programmer soul is hurting by saying instantiated and destruction of particles just for the sake of eye candy. We can do this in-house in the sprite sheet in animation, which is way more optimized, but anyway, I can, well, let's just pretend we didn't see that, you know? Bullets, which has the thing and the mine. I think I have done that, right? Did I implement those attacks? Because if not, there is no point of doing that right now. Let's just make sure. So I can shoot bullets, you know. Why the hell am I dying? Of course, there is not a Kaado stream without bugs. God damn it. Alright, but I have an idea that might tell us what's going on in here, you know? So, I definitely have the mines and the bullets. Now let's just search for that code. Maybe it's weapon code? Weapon code, please. Do I have a weapon class? Or it's everything in player? So we have movement, we have wall jump over, of course it's attack. And I will go in here to just check it. Where are you, my friends? Player. So, we should have a player and a weapon. There you go. We have the bullet, we have the mine. Yes, indeed. And this weapon. So, if we just fire, it shoots the thing, but if we are pressing the vertical inputs, it shoots a mine. If not, it just shoots a bullet. There you go. Now the bullets doesn't hurt us because, you know, if we check up the bullets, when they collide, they check for destructible or ground. compare tag destructible or ground. So why does the bomb hurt us as well? Or there is another code in here that I haven't noticed. Let's just sure that's mine. What? Ah, it's code mine. Okay, it's not bomb, it's mine. Mono behavior, mono behavior. Alright, so this bomb it's probably legacy code. Legacy code. So I just know this is old stuff, not touchy in this, you know? Now, we have this and this, which is the two attacks that we have on our player character, you know? Now, these two have some rigid... Why do I have this in here? There is a mine, so if I have the rigid body, and it does this, and there's the impact for some reason, or distantiate thing that I pretend I will not see it, so if get component... Oh, I understand now. The destructible enemy, it info, get component destructible. That means that our character and our enemy will have this. But you only want mines to affect enemies, right? So what we should do is something like this, you know? So collider info, there you go. Now destructible info. That's actually wrong. Let me see, destructible enemy. Excuse me. So, enemy, it does the enemy thing, and if it's not... I have a dry... How did you say? Neck? Dry throat, there you go. So, hydrate, my friends. Much better. So, in the bullet there's enemy null, enemy take damage, compare tag if it's destructible and it's on the ground, then deactivate this thing and instantiate the particles, yada yada. There you go. Yes indeed. Now, why the hell is you doing this? Because destructible, I mean, my player is destructible as well, so why the hell you are not? Got to remember to water yourself. Hell yes, treat you like you were a plant, a vegetable. A small plant that you have on your porch of your window, you know, that window plant things that die very easily, not like these strong plants in the middle of nature, one of those that actually die easier, you know. Now these bullets, so the bullets don't collide with our character, but the mines do. Why though? I'll need to check up attack again, not attack, the weapon thing, which I have closed, of course. So, weapon. Let me see if there's something different in here. So on update, I get input to fire. If I fire, I will shoot a bullet. Let me see, shoot a bullet, instantiate a bullet, just that. Shoot a mine, instantiate a mine. Ammo upgrade, doesn't matter. It's just for... that's for upgrading other stuff, you know? That's for upgrade stuffs that we have already implemented just in time, so we can upgrade the reload time to be faster, and these things to have more ammo to shoot bullets or mines, you know. 5 points, mine points. So I only have one 5 point, which obviously it's in front of our player, you know. So let's just make sure the 5 point that we are using is wall right, so this one. And let's just check the collision. Alright, there's some space in between. And just for funsies, let's just select this and go pretty quickly on the prefabs folder and just put a bullet in there, you know. Excuse me, sir. There you go. That's gigantic for some reason. Please don't. Oh, I understand now. That was probably me who has done this. It was me. If it was past me, he should be slapped in the face. Because this is a no, 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 no. You know, you shouldn't do this. This is very bad, you know. Kaado in the past should have, you know, punishment for this. Because this is a no-no. It should be everything in scale 1. But, you know, I'm kinda going to ignore that and trying to do something like that. Let's just push up a calculator and just do this. So 0.16, you know. That's the correct translation from this size to this, you know. Why did I do that? I could just push it out, maintain the position, and scale is 1 to 1. My maths are amazing, you know. Actually not, I push up a calculator, I'm not gonna lie. But yes. Yes, yeah, bad boy, Nori passed Kaado. He's always giving work to present Kaado, and because I'm present Kaado, I'm just leaving that work for future Kaado, so future Kaado can, you know, deal with that. But anyway, what I was trying to make sure is the collider things. So the collider are actually correct, you know. It's touching the player. Alright. So let's just make sure the mines where they are. So mine point. The mine point is a mine point. Exactly this. I'm a plant of many names. Well, what the hell is happening right now? Alright, just make sure. This is negative. Yes, indeed. And I die from my own mines. Did future Kaado leave this? Did past Kaado leave this for me to deal with? God damn it. Alright. I'm gonna fix it, because I'm a good boy, you know? Sometimes. Sometimes. Just to be honest. But let's just fix this. So, mine. There is this, and there is bullets. So, just to do stuff correctly, let's just check stuff that they have in common. So, they have rigid body. Why you have rigid body in here? Am I using rigid body for something in here? No? Then why are rigid body in here? So go away, my friend. If I'm not using you, I don't need you. Alright, then there is damage, there is the impact, because... yeah... just eye candy, you know? I will leave this to attack. So if there's touchy with a destructible thing, it will do damage, you know? And the default value could be 20, just to leave things easy. Now, the mine should become shield from attack. So everything mine has it from attack. Right, now I need to change this, because I want to make this different. I want to make this different. The question is, if I implement a private trigger in there, it will be the same as here or not? Let me just do a protected. Can I do that? I mean, he's not spitting arrows, so protected, virtual. There you go. Now we have this, but this on the mine will be different. Override, because I want this to be different. The thing is, destructible enemy should be it info.get component destructible, you know? To get the destructible component. The thing is, if enemy is not null and because our character is smart, you know, it's not gonna trigger its own mind. So I'm gonna check if enemy dot game object dot tag or compare tag player, and well, the enemy is just a component of destructible, so player is movable and movable is destructible. Where is it? What is movable? There you go. Movable is destructible. Yes, indeed. So destructible. It has to take damage and thing. But our player, you know, if we collide with a mine, there's this. It should be... actually no. It should be the opposite of this. Can I do this? Yes, I can. So it shouldn't be the player thing, and let's make sure we have attack player. Yes, we have. So, mines are attack, and attack is mono behavior, doesn't matter. Now, the bullet should be extended from attack as well, you know? Now, everything that the bullet shares with attack shall be edited, you know? Because we have the damage thing, we have the impact thing, there's the destroy time for the destroy timer. We don't have that in the attack. So there is the stack quarantine for the self-destruction. Yes, it is. There is the translation for movement. That's fantastic. There's on trigger enter, which is basically the same thing, I believe. Are you the same thing? Enemy instance destroy. Wait a second. Enemy take damage. Instance destroy. So instance destroy. Take damage. Oh, there's this as well. Alright. So there is a little override in this, you know, cause... and the self-destruction. So I actually need this. And the damage is screwing off, the damage, yes. So I need to make this protected as well as these effects. There we go. So I haven't changed a lot, but I have done something. You know? Now we have attack. There's something that I'm not liking it. Because you know, we are using this on trigger enter, and this on trigger enter, and this on trigger enter, you know. And all of them has basically the same code, you know. And I don't like it. So let's just do something, shall we? So let's just do a private void. Not private, it must be protected. Void damage. Damage enemy. And this receives a destructible called enemy, which is pushed up by this thing. And now I can push this in here, which is not giving me a problem. But I can just do this and voila! Code done. Sort of. Not quite. I have made a little mistake. Let me just correct that. Let me just correct this. So why am I doing this? Easy. So this in here will basically be what I call inside in here. Right. So I have destructible enemy, and if it doesn't know, then calls enemy, and enemy I can call on protected. This can be private. This can be private. And I can call this from here, on this if stuff. Damage enemy. So this is protected. Damage enemy, let's just do the enemy thing, so damage enemy. Copy this and let's just go to the bullet. If it's eating something, you know, I assume there is, well, that, you know. So compare tech grounds. There's the enemy, take damage. There's distantiate and set active to false. But the thing is, if this is null, then this is going to fail. And so I need this in here. And if this is in here, I don't need this in here. This is going to make sense later, you know? I'm just organizing code to become easier in the future. So, if something collides with the attack thing, it's going to get the destructible thing and send the destructible thing to enemy, you know? And then in enemy it's going to check. If enemy isn't null, then applies the damage, otherwise doesn't do nothing. Great. Now, on bullet, we don't need this, you know, because there's a trigger event, so trigger event is going to be a destructible or a ground. So this is going to be applied in here. You know, base dot damage enemy. Great. Now, same thing in here. So I have this in here. The null doesn't matter because whatever, you know. I just need to check if it's not player, and if it isn't player, then base dot damage enemy, and I can just send this enemy. Now, if I get an it inf get component destructible and this returns null, because that is not destructible, it means it's going to be ground, right? And if it's going to be ground, it's going to be null. And because it's null, it's going to not enter in here, so doesn't trigger this destructible enemy not null, you know? It doesn't trigger the error. It just instantiates and destroys itself. I don't like this, so I'm just going to set active this dot set active, come on, transform dot set. Do I need to really get game object dot set active false? Do I really need to do that? Well, it's done. So let's just save this, make sure the bullets attack. Yeah. Let's just be smart and do the same thing in here, you know? Because reasons. And now, let's just wait a few seconds. And let's test it. Is future Kaado? We finally reached the future. Maybe, because you know, I know future Kaado is in the future. Right now I'm present Kaado, you know, and present Kaado is pretty pissed off by past Kaado leaving a lot of work for me to do, you know. But anyway, so the bullets are working, the mines are not exploding on me, the bullets explode on the wall, although, let me just reload. Alright. Now, do they explode on this enemy? Right, follow me. Trigger it, boom. Boom. Are you dumb? Yes, you are. Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, present Kaado, which is me, has fixed the bullshit that past Kaado has left for me. So there you go. Past Kaado can thank me in the future, in the future. You gotta respect your multiple selves. In a point, the best Portuguese writer has that, you know, Fernando Pessoa, that multiple personalities thing, right? One of it is actually called Ricardo, so which is my real name. So there you go. Maybe it's a Portuguese thing. I'm just doing for the fun and content to make the stream more engaging, you know. But anyway, Finally, I have fixed the attack from our character, which is the mines and the bullets, working as intended, although the enemy is not dying. Can you die? What's happening now? Is Spidey Boy becoming a boss out of nowhere? Or something? What the heck is wrong with you? Why aren't you applying the damage I want? Enemy, where are you? So, enemy, destructible default, fantastic. Now, HP, you only have 20 HP. Enemy, HP 20. Right, you should have a little bit more, you know, like 25, 30, so just to make sure. 30 HP. No, this doesn't matter. So enemy has some HP in it, which is movable, unmovable is destructible, and there's some HP, which is this private HP, 100. But this serialized field, and this is 30. So there you go. So I should have 30 on the enemy. When I take damage, I receive a damage value which is going to decrease on the HP and indestructible false. True doesn't. Are my enemies set up to be indestructible? Of course it is, god damn it. Well, previous optimizing code come back to bite me in the butt, but at least it worked, you know? Our enemy was indestructible, which is pretty cool. Great, now I can kill it. Yes, I can. Let's just kill it again, but with our mines. So plant a mine, plant another mine, just make sure, and come get me. Boom, there you go, fantastic. Another bug fixed. Next in our list will be our enemy. And finally, I can get the attack to work in here. So, this attack, let me go to the scene, enemy, and this attack, I'll need to, let's just make a dot, or a red dot, just make sure this is the attack area. Now, I'm going to move it in the front of our enemy, you know? Just somewhere in front of our enemy. Now, this should have a capsule or a circle, maybe a capsule. Because we can control it better, you know? Now I'm going to make it horizontal. The offset I'm going to set it to 0. Let me just do something here. Something like this, something like this, and the offset can be not vertical, horizontal, so something like this. So if this area touch our character, it should apply some damage. I mean, that's not the best offset in the world, but this is. This actually makes our enemy touch our character. There you go. Something like this. Yeah, something like this. Let's just round our values. So it must be vertical. Yeah, something like this. Now, this in here I need to make sure something, which is alright, I'm starting to have ideas. So we have the impact, damage and stuff. Now this type of attack, we want it different, so it's set active to false. But if I want a touch attack, so let's just create a new class. Touchy attack. I'll just leave it touch to be professional, you know. We are professional around here. Sometimes, not always. And compiling something, compiling stuff. Now let's just open it on Visual Studio. Touch attack is going to have attack as well, so attack. But this touch attack will be different. Yes, indeed. Should I change the damage enemy as well? I think so. Virtual, there you go. In the touch attack, I'm going to do an override of this class. I'm going to call the base dot damage enemy. I'm going to send the enemy that I receive in here, you know. And this will be different now, because I'm going to invoke a new function. So let's just create private void and let's just make something like cooldown. And the cooldown, you know, invoke this class cooldown, there you go. And I want to invoke it per second every 2 seconds. It depends on the knockback. But I'm going to apply 2 seconds, just because we can. And now, I can. If set active is false, does it run this code though? That's my biggest question. If I do set active to false, does this still turn itself on? I don't think so. I think when we turn a game object to false, it doesn't do the invoke, you know? But we can test it, so let's just compile, apply the touch attack to our attack in our enemy, so touch attack, it does 20 damage, so let's just change this name to touch attack, just to have an idea. So player, the player has 100 HP, so let's just focus on this number. It should go to 80, and if things are working, it's from 2 seconds it will start to diminish. So it doesn't even do that. God damn it. What do you want from me? So you touch it, you trigger the damage enemy, and whenever I then call the damage enemy and I do this damage enemy, and yeah, I understand the problem. It must be triggered, you know? We have forgot to do that. Clear, save, play. Now there is this problem. What do you want? This. You want this. So if this, question mark, no. This, if this, so different from no, then instantiate. Alright, I do it the correct way, there you go. Be happy. And I'm actually even do this. So you just don't bother me anymore. So there is the enemy, take damage, there is this. Now I haven't checked something about our enemy colliders. So let's just make sure our enemy colliders and the touch collider don't. So there's this. There's the patrol. Alright, there's the radar vision and there's this big one. So this needs to be smaller. Yes, it needs to be smaller. Yeah, it's doing smaller on the correct place. Now, oh, god damn it, I wasn't applying modifications on playtime, so it didn't apply. See? So let's just do 1.85, and the touch attack I'm actually going to increase it to 1.95 just to make sure, you know, and confirm that our colliders aren't overlapping, you know. Yeah, so let's just play and check with the inspector on our player, you know. How many colliders? Yes. The answer is yes. So, let's just go to the place where is HP 100. Come here. Boom. Health controller was created. Player thing is doing stuff. This is actually annoying, so I'm going to make it silent, you know? And the HP is not going down. The HP is not going down. Why though? There's this. It should do the base enemy, the enemy, which is destructible, you know. Is this setup as destructible? Yes. Wait a second. HP 30. Play. We have 30 HP on our enemy. And the enemy still has 30 HP. The touch attack is continuously working. So it's turning off and turning on again. Turning off and turning on again. God damn it. So will I need something in here as well? Something like this, but actually this, you know? So I'm doing this. The touch attack, it's only gets the player. And it will call the base damage enemy But before it will invoke it itself. It's going to invoke itself. And so the damage enemy doesn't need to be called on base anymore. It just needs to not be virtual. You know? It needs to be protected, but not virtual. I don't need to call it base. Trigger damage. Trigger damage. And there's no override on damage. There's no override on damage. And override the collision to only detect player and do that on player. Alright. I don't understand why it was triggering the thing but not applying damage to our enemy, but maybe? In general, let me see. Chat is popping off. So let me see. I don't speak that language. What's happening? Excuse me. Yeah, me personally know English and Portuguese, so yeah. What's up? Yes, meet your age. Welcome back to our stream. Yes, I'm redoing damage thing, which is, you know, past Kaado always leave things for future Kaado, and because I'm not being present Kaado but actually working being future Kaado, I'm now cleaning up all this mess, you know, and fixing bugs. Well, fixing bugs is the usual thing, so status effects of sorts. I did that mess and I apologize publicly. Actually, Pixel John, this mess that I'm cleaning up is actually mine. Because I was lazy in the past, because past Kaado is always lazy leaving things for future Kaado, and this happens, you know? I'm now optimizing things and fixing my own code. But this actually was my own code. I'm just optimizing it and fixing bugs and stuff. So, yeah, I was gonna say it evolved, polishing, and that sounds tough. Yes, it's kinda tough to polishing our own code, you know? Making all damage work in the same way. Yes, kinda it's like... It's adding complexity, but making it easier for the future, you know? Because if I only have a attack class, I can apply it on every single attack things, and if you know, in the future we are going to have different attacks, for example, guided missiles, if we have them. We may or may not have bosses that may or may not have different attack things, and we can just, you know, use this code and just do a simple override to apply different behaviors, you know? So I'm having all this work now to save work in the future, you know? More is less, or less is more. It's kinda more work now to have less work in the future, you know? Yeah, big brain energy. It's kinda big brain energy in a way. And because I was catching up to chat, let's just test it, you know? Of course, I was testing and it immediately triggers a freaking error. Of course. Of course you do. What error is this? Not set to an instance of an object. Why are you trying to say? It's a null exception. Alright. Will you trigger the null exception again? Make things clear. Sound smart and positive for future Kaado. Yes, indeed. He will appreciate me now for doing all this work. Future Kaado always have a problem with me, but I'm actually being friendly with him, you know? He's actually going to thank me for once. Instead of complaining, past Kaado always give me work, blah blah blah. You know, past Kaado is always an asshole, but future Kaado is actually gonna thank me, present Kaado. Now, just make sure the bug is fixed or not. No, it's not. God damn it. So touch. Wait a second. Wait a second. Did I do something wrong in here? Where did my other class gone? Did I delete it? God damn it. Damage and do the damage. I think I deleted that by mistake. Well, let's just do it again, I think. Void. Cooldown. And you know. Game object, set active. True. There you go. Now, all this is not working, so let me just do something different. So touch attack, attack. Let me just make sure this is touch attack. Yes, indeed, and it does 20 damage. Indeed. It doesn't have the thing, but it doesn't matter because it's on if. And set active to false, and then it does set active to true. Fantastic. Now this it info.get component destructible. So is a destructible object. If it isn't null, is it a player? If it is a player, then cooldown. Alright. So, just to make sure this will work correctly or no, let me just make sure this is touching our player. So the player goes in here, but the touch thing goes in here. Why you are doing this? Why you do this to me? There's something that I really don't like about Unity is that if you are on play mode, every change that you do is forgot after you stop the game. And I know there is the settings, I can change that, yada yada, doesn't matter. The thing is, I do that a lot and that's a problem. But anyway, I think it's not going to work. Let's just make sure we are watching for our HP. Say this touch, invisible 80. Now it's going to turn on. . There you go. So it's kind of working, you know? So every 2 seconds, if you select the touch thing, we have 20 damage. Oh, we haven't set up the thing. We haven't set up the thing. Talking about optimizing things and not even putting this cooldown value on a serialized field. So private float cooldown equals 2f, and let's use this cooldown in here. Cooldown. There you go. Compiling. I will change the enemy cooldown to, in this case I need to select the touch attack, and the cooldown will be 1 second, and if we test, every single second our enemy should get damage. Of course I need to see it, so HP 100, 60, 40, 20, 0. It's working. Fantastic. Of course there is not death animations and stuff like that, yada yada. Or is it? Maybe it is. Wait a second. Player. The player destructible, there's take damage. Alright. Public take damage. I'm not liking. Well, it's okay being public. Okay, alright, it's alright. It's alright. The thing is, I may turn this virtual. Or I may do that a virtual one. Maybe it should be the death one. I'll do this one, virtual. And on player, because movable and destructible, you know, movable extends from destructible. I will go down there somewhere. There's the animations, you know, speed, grounded, speed, let me just not make mistakes, speed, grounded, Y speed is on wall, hover, and so on and so forth. Let me do an override. Why am I doing this in here? Because the player will have a different behavior from other objects that die, you know. Instead of set active to false, I'm going to let me do something like this. Enable it false, meaning I'm going to disable player. Right? Animator. So player script is being disabled. Player that script. For some reason I have this in here. What is this doing in here? What is this? Legacy code. For some reason is activated. Let's just not do that, you know. Actually, it doesn't matter, you know? Actually, it doesn't matter. Game object set active to false. Private void that behavior. Should I be doing this in here? It doesn't need it, I think. Or does it? Yes, it does. Because I'm going to do a base dot that. And if I call that, I want to call this on an invoke. I want this on an invoke. Come on. Don't be a noob on the keyboard. There is invoke that behavior. Let's just give it like 5 seconds, cause yeah, we don't know the amount of animation we need. Now this animation, it's loaded on, yes it is. So I can copy this. I actually would love to have a trigger. So I will invoke the dead animation to whatever I want, you know. And I want... But if I die, I can still move and do other things. I really don't like it. Well, this will need to be changed in the future because of respawn points and all other things, you know. But right now I want a set trigger. And set trigger will be died. Or just dead. It's better diet. It has more stance, you know? I mean, there are animations done, but it takes a while to put it all in. Don't worry, I'm just... Yeah, if there isn't animations in here for the dead animation, I can just use something. Don't worry about that. And... yes, our marketing girl, let's just hydrate. So now, I will need to get component, weapon, dot enable equals false. This dot enable equals false. And I think with this I should lose every controller on our player. And now died. Wait a second. If I lose control, let's just don't do necessary stuff, you know? Cancel. There's this. Now I need a died animation on our player character. So let's visit something that I haven't touched in a long time, which is player animations. Animator hover. why am I calling it rover is beyond my comprehension, but well, doesn't matter. I want a trigger, and I want it to be called diet, because you know, diet. Now from any state, well, do I have an animation? I'm probably gonna have to do an animation, so player, window animation, hover idle, Ian over move. I'll need to change these names in future, but you know, that's for feature cap. Now, create a new clip. Drawing. I'm trying to not leak stuff, so let's just move this out of the stream. And assets. So art, characters, Spidey Boy, and not Spidey Boy because I'm working on Ian, so player, and let's just have a player idle, walk, player walk. Hover stuff. There is a lot of stuff in here that I'm just confused. I should have cleaned this project, but you know past cat. Well, Ian died. There you go. Now, Ian died is in here. And so I will make a transition to here, and this transition doesn't have exit time, and the condition will be trigger death. And this should be loop time. Or not in loop. Now, let me just click on player and just make sure it samples on 3 frames, 1 frame. I think I'm not using this one, so there's over move. Wait, I'm using it. There's falling, idle, move, Ian over idle, Ian death, Ian over move, Ian wall slide, jumping, holding fall, hover idle. Alright, it's 12. Now, projects, let's just go to art, characters, players, and just ask ourselves if we have something in here that we can use. For example, this sprite. Now, let's just do 2 of these ones and 2 of these ones again, and then deactivate. Let's watch it. Super fast. So let's just 6. Just make sure 3. I mean, it's kinda Game Boy feel that we are looking for. Just a heads up, this for moderators to start searching for raid targets, please. So, yeah, this animation is probably good, you know. Let's just compare to others. Wall slide doesn't matter. Falling it just did. The idle. Yeah, the idle doesn't matter too much. This is just a frame. This is kind of fast. Let me put it to 6. Yeah, there you go. Let's just see if this is going to work. Am I going to run the animation of that? So player, where is it, player? Something went wrong in here. What went wrong in here? Why speed less? Grounded through speed. That's why I hate to use the any state, because by using the any state, yeah, it's never gonna run that animation correctly and stay on that animation. So set bool true. So let's just set up this thing really quick, you know. Or not. Or not. I can just do the get component. Rigid body to the enables false, you know, and the collider that we have in here, let me see the collider that so the box collider is disabled. Capsule collider to the so capsule to the what do you want? So I can't enable or disable rigid body. I can do this. Haha. Just bootstrapping fixes, you know. Of course, this may change in the future when I set up the respawn and stuff like that, but for now, it may work. Let's just test it, you know. It didn't. So I actually need to do the boolean in here. Set up bool, just bool, and dive through. Alright, I'm going to do what you want. Because you are annoying. So I'm just gonna do it because you are like that. The condition for this, dive through. And then if there's anything, Ian move, whatever it is. The thing is going to be disabled, so it doesn't matter. There's no jumping thing. Alright, dive through. If dive is through, on any condition, it does this. Let's see if it doesn't mess too much with the others. Why you have to do? Why you have to be like this to me? You want it? Fine. I do it on idle. I'll do it on idle. And add to false because yes. It's going to get fixed. There you go. Fantastic. Fix it. Fantastic. So, that is actually a rare thing to end the stream with all the bugs fixed. I really think we are making progress. I mean, we actually didn't develop too much features today, you know? Yes, we gave our enemy the ability to attack, but that attack feature was actually something that I have in previous things like the bullet and the mine. So we fixed the mine. Let me just pause the music just to wrap the stream. So today we have just fixed the mine. Fantastic. We have also optimized the attack feature to be used across our objects, either being the player attacking with bombs and mines, being the enemy attacking us with the touch attack, you know, touchy, or having the code to use this in the future or on other attacks, you know. In the future we may have some different attacks programmed and those can use this code, so it's going to make my work easier. And also implemented some animations, you know, just to see our enemy dying, because we have that. Although I haven't implemented knockback and flashy sprites and things, you know, maybe if we have that in the future when I'm polishing the game, you know. But anyway, That's it, but before we wrap up the stream, let's just talk about our stuff, UGS.pt. I really need to stop going to this website because we may have a new website in the future, Maybe, maybe not, but the plan is to make a new website in the future after we have the demo for our Droyan. But right now, we have our website. Link is in the description, by the way, ugs.pt, and in here, also in the Twitch description, YouTube description as well, because this video is going to be on our YouTube channel, the vote for the stream. So if you want to check that out, you can go on our YouTube and give us a subscribe if you want. We'll appreciate that. If not, you can just follow us in here on Twitch to see future streams. We always stream on Wednesdays some Let's Plays and see some indie games from our community, which is pretty cool, Usually it's each dives and some deep dives from each games, and not, it can be games that are not on each but also made by indie developers. We also love our indie developers. And talking about itch.io, you have a page, which are games. You can play our alphas, Exauri and Redrun. There is a page for Droyan. In the future, we are going to have the demo in here, but for now it's just information about our game. And if you want to know future news, when this game will be ready, future wish lists will be on Steam. It's TBD for that to be done. But if you want to know about other news, you can always follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And if you want to talk with us, we can always join our Discord, But for now, we are always active Wednesdays and Fridays on Twitch. You can always say hi on Discord. We try to be active every day in there. And that's it. I hope you have enjoyed our stream. And see you next Friday with some deep dives. Bye bye.